one of the things that you hear from people when you're presenting your product and you get to that offer in the product is that they'll object. And we kind of know that's going to come up, but they might say, I don't have the money, or I don't have this, or whatever that might be. This is a very simple one-liner, easy for you guys all to remember, but is deadly effective. And we do this on sales calls all the time. And I didn't actually come up with this. Probably like most of the stuff I talk to you guys about, I come up with very little. But I put it into practice. I learned it from someone else, and I put it into practice. So now learn this from me and use it. So it's a very simple line. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 4 words. Let's do the responsible thing, and let's move forward. I know it sounds silly, but you've just went through this entire pitch, entire presentation. You've made the offer, and they object. Let's do the responsible thing and move forward. It's interesting in a lot of cases because you totally take people off guard. It's not what they're used to hearing. They're used to hearing, try to overcome the objection or try to do this or try to do that. Let's do the responsible thing and move forward. So write that one down. It's a freaking deadly simple one-liner. Add it into your sales process. Add it into your sales closing arsenal. And don't be afraid to say it. I think one of the biggest things that I get away with on sales presentations, calls, or whatever is I just freaking speak my mind. Okay, I'll tell you a quick story about speaking my mind. I probably have to edit some of it, but I'll try not to. And if you don't like, not swear words, but just words that probably wouldn't be allowed on television, you probably want to exit out of my stream right now. But this is a good example of I think probably some of the reasons I've had some success in sales. And I think where you guys can maybe glean a little bit of this, even if it's something as little as do the responsible thing. So I'm at my daughter's swim meet, and I'm sitting there with a guy, local business owner. I'm actually asking him about concrete and stuff like that because that's what he does. And this guy comes up to me, and he comes up to the both of us, and he goes, Brian, my friend, goes, hey, have you met Jim? Or I don't know what the guy's name was. I said, no. Hey, how you doing, Jim? He said, good. And then the guy goes, hey, does your daughter go to XYZ school? And I was like, yeah, she does. She goes to that school. And he goes, oh, she's staying next year. And I'm like, I don't know. Ask my wife. Like, my wife makes the education decisions. That wasn't my strong suit, let's just say. Okay? So I said, ask my wife. She's the smart one in the group. And so we started talking, and he goes, what about your nephews? I'm like, dude, who is this guy? Why is this guy asking about like my whole entire family? And he asked about my nephews. He said, well, they said they weren't going to be going to the school. Well, some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't, but my brother's wife recently cheated on him with her personal trainer. Shitty story. I know I'm putting my brother on blast right now, my oldest brother. So I'm not a real big fan of the wife. So I just said to the guy, I go, I don't know what they're doing. Their wife, his ex-wife's a whore. So I said, I know, I told you to cover your ears, okay? I said, his ex-wife's a whore. I'm not sure what she's doing with the kids. And he looked at me kind of funny. I was kind of going for a laugh, a little shock value, right? And then so kind of came up other guy tried to soften the blow, and he's like, oh, they said they were going to be doing this. I'm like, dude, I know she's a tramp. I don't know what to tell you. And then the guy walks away, and my buddy goes, dude, that's the principal of your daughter's school, right? So I'm like, oh, dude, that's horrible. I just called my ex-sister-in-law a whore to the principal of my 8-year-old daughter's school, and no wonder he didn't laugh. I thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, I told my wife the story. My wife's kind of like, oh my gosh, Dan, like, what's wrong with you? So she goes up to Brian, the guy I was talking to, and he goes, you know what, the one thing I like about Dan is even if Dan knew that was the principal, he would have probably said the same thing. He just speaks his mind. And I think that's a really good lesson. I thought about that for a second. I laughed about it, of course, and I was probably a little embarrassed because I probably wouldn't have said that to the principal. But I think in sales, you got to be willing to say whatever the heck is on your mind. And I was on 2 sales calls today, and I let people have it. I said what was on my freaking mind. And I really believe that in a sale, like if you don't get that out and you try to play the soft-spoken one and the coy one and the person that's not going to say the things like, let's do the responsible thing and move forward and look them straight dead in the eye and say that to them, I think you're going to lose more sales than you're going to gain by trying to be the nice and the kind one. I'm not saying calling people a whore. You don't do that. But I'm saying just simple things like, let's do the responsible thing. It's a great one-liner. It's not comfortable to say the first time you say it, But once you've kind of done it a few times and you get that out and it feels good, and people will take you seriously because you kind of called them on the carpet a little bit after all the bullshit that they just told you about their business and why it's not doing well, all this stuff. It calls them on the carpet a little bit. Be willing to call people on the freaking carpet. This is not mine. I think this is probably Cardone's, or Cardone probably took this from someone else, but this is not the first time or the last time you spent more than your budget. Let's make this happen. Simple. You get budgets a lot with business owners. You get budgets a lot with consumers. It's a simple one-liner. I'll repeat it. This is not the first time or the last time that you spent more than your budget. Let's make this happen. Okay, so if you get someone that's calling you on the carpet about budget this, budget that, listen, we've all spent more money than our budget, and that's why we have freaking budgets. Is because we're constantly going over. Remind them that it's not the first time they went over, and it won't be the last. So let's move forward, because that's what they ultimately want. So easy one-liner. Okay, this is a good one for the trust objection. Okay, and this is another thing where you're basically calling them on the carpet, right? You either don't trust me, or you don't trust yourself. Which one is it? Let me say it again. You either don't trust me or you don't trust yourself. Which one is it? Okay? Good question to ask. Not comfortable, I'm telling you, not comfortable to ask that question to someone when they basically are showing trust issues with you, right? So anytime in job killing, we have people that have trust issues with, I don't know you, I don't want to give you a credit card over the phone, whatever. You either don't trust me or you don't trust yourself. Which one is it? Okay, muscle memory though. It's a simple thing to come back at least gets you moving to the next part of the conversation, which in psychopathic sales, I talked to you about that transition of moving them through talking about the things that they said that they wanted at the start of the call. But I do like some of these transitions because it gets the conversation, it's not that awkward pause, and it shows that you're assertive in the sale. Okay, so I love that one. Okay, this is a great one when you get someone that's kind of indecisive. We use this in the car business all the time. I use this in sales calls to this day. When you kind of get someone that you feel like they kind of want to know what you're doing, or they kind of want to do what you're saying, or buy what you're selling, but they're not fully in. And here's the one-liner. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say you are right now? 10 being all in, 1 being 100% out. So you're going to get the number. So if it's a 5, then you're like, dude, I've never had a 5 before. Just joking. You don't need to do that. But they're going to be a 7 or 8 generally, okay? So if you've done a good presentation and you feel the vibe, but you feel like they're not there, like 20, 30% not there, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're 100% out, 10 being you're all in, where are you at right now? They say, I'm at a 7. Okay, what's it going to take to get you to a 10? Okay, therein lies that 30 or 20% that's basically they're holding up. It might be the price, it might be you, it might be themselves, it might be a partner, okay? But you might find right there that they'll tell you exactly what the objection is if they're not giving you an objection. A lot of times people won't give you an objection. They don't want to hurt your feelings. So they'll sit back and they'll tell you everything they want to hear. Man, I love your stuff. Man, it's great. It's so good. I just want to think about it a little bit more, whatever. They're not giving you a clear line to why they're not buying, okay? I want you guys to learn and live by the motto, find deals, I want you to find a deal, not ways to not find deals, okay? Find ways to make deals, not ways to not make deals, okay? That's huge. The guy that I was helping with yesterday in job killing, the guy comes back to him, he pitches him at $750 a month, and the guy says, nah, it's a little rich for my blood. So he writes me back and goes, man, I had this deal on the hook, but the guy says it's a little rich for his blood. And I said, dude, what are you doing, man? Get back on the phone with the guy and tell him, okay, then what does work? I'm not interested in what doesn't work. I'm interested in what freaking works. So what works, man? Let's find a way to make this deal, not all the ways that we can't make this deal, right? You're telling me 750 is too much? What's not too much, okay? How do we make this thing work? Let's massage the deal, okay? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're 100% out, 10 being you're 100% in, where are you right now? Oh, you're a 7? Awesome. What is it going to take to get you to a 10? And they might tell you, man, if it's $100 less, I'm in. Okay, awesome. So what I hear you saying basically is if the fee was $100 less a month, you'd be willing to move forward right this second. I got a commitment to purchase, then I'm asking for the money. I'm doing the deal. Okay, I love this one. The other than. Okay, so they say to you, they go, it's just it's a little bit more money than I wanted, so I just need to think about it. Okay, other than money. Okay, this is the other than. Other than money. Is there any reason why you wouldn't move forward with me today? Other than money. And I want you to repeat it twice, okay? So they give you the objection. This is a simple one. If out of all the things that I teach you on today's, whatever we call this thing, this live feed cast thing, if this is the only thing that you take and you absolutely suck at sales and you learn this one little freaking one-liner, this will take you a long ways in sales. This sold me so many cars when I didn't know shit about freaking overcoming objections. They'd say, Dan, we don't like red. Okay, other than the color, is there any reason you wouldn't move forward today? No, Dan, other than the color, there is no reason we wouldn't move forward. Awesome. I'd write them up. And I just put in the commitment, hey, other than red, they'd buy and drive this car today. And then we would come back and we'd make them an offer, okay? Maybe we'd make them an offer to take the red one. Maybe we'd go find them a different color. The same thing is true in what you do here with selling local businesses. They might give you the, hey, I got to talk to my business partner. Hey, other than talking to your business partner, is there any reasons you wouldn't move forward today? Well, no. The reason I want you to figure out if that's truly the objection is a lot of times people will bullshit you and they'll tell you one thing and there might be 3, 4, 5, 6 other things. So when you call them on the carpet, okay, other than the money, other than your wife, other than your husband, other than your business partner, other than the color, other than the price, other than whatever, is there any reasons, any other reasons that you wouldn't do business with me today? And the answer, if the answer is no, I say, great. Now let's solve that. Okay, let's solve that one problem. If it's money, solve the money problem. If it's their wife or their spouse, solve the freaking problem. But don't let something as small as this one little thing stand in between you and a deal. Other than close, man, it works for freaking everything. Everything, I'll tell you that. Anyone's complaint or objection, use the other than clause if you're not skilled and you can't remember a lot of these things, okay? It works at summer camp even. Oh, I love this one. Woo! This one's hot. Okay, I didn't make this one up, but someone told it to me and I really liked it, so I stole it and I thought I'd bring it to you. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm wetting my whistle here. Okay, you just got done talking to a business owner, okay? And the business owner just threw up on you all of his or her issues of their business, what's going on, whatever, things suck, money's tight, my wife doesn't like me, she cheated on me with her freaking personal trainer. I don't know. Whatever the freaking reason is, okay? This is a great one to say to people when they tell you they can't do it. Dan, I just can't do it. One thing you can say to them is, hey, sir, ma'am, the reason you can't is the reason you must. Look them dead in the eye and say that right to them and shut up. The reason you can't is the reason you must. Think about that. The reason you can't is the reason you must. Think about your own life if someone said that to you. It's important, man. Think about that. If you're in a situation, let's just say monetarily, and things are tight, and you're just telling yourself, well, I can't do it because I don't got the money. Well, no shit, you can't do it because you don't got the money. The reason you can is the reason you must, and we got to figure out a way to do it, not a way not to do it, okay? You're in this shitty situation. Let's find a way out of it, okay? That's what... one of the guys that I learned and trained under for some sales stuff, that's what he said. He said that to me early on in my career. Dan, the reason you can is the reason you must. Stop coming up with these bullshit excuses. Say that to a business owner, okay? Look him right in the face. Or her in the face. Okay, this one I think came from Hal. Hal said this one to me. And Hal Fisher, if you guys don't know Hal, he was early on one of the first salespeople for Job Killing. And awesome dude. If you didn't meet him out in Vegas, bald guy, awesome guy. And he's taught me a lot about sales too in his travels. He was a recruiter in the Air Force. He's probably going to kill me if I get that wrong. Anyway, so let's say they're indecisive, right? And let's say that the indecisiveness, I don't know, man, this sounds good, but I'm not sure, la 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 la. So do you see the same indecisive behavior showing up in other parts of your life? Possibly while your business and your finances and... Sorry, I froze there for a second. Let me go over it one more time. Do you see the same indecisive behavior showing up in other parts of your life? Possibly while your business and your finances are in disarray. So you got this person, they're freaking what number are we on? I don't know what number we're on. I'm not counting. I can't freaking count. You have this person, they're indecisive. They're not giving you a clear answer. We all deal with this business owner, okay? Call them up, call them out on their BS. Do you see the same indecisive, what did he say? Behavior. That's a good word. Do you see the same indecisive behavior showing up in other parts of your life or your business? Okay? Possibly why things are in disarray right now. You can put your own spin on it. Shots fired. Did I shoot shots? I don't think I shot any. Did I fire any shots? I don't think I did. Oh, this is a great one. I love this one. Okay. I get this all the time with people in sales. I got to think about it. I never make a snap decision. Maybe I have 11 here. I might have 11. Bonus one for you. I never make a snap decision. This comes up. I get this one all the time. I never make a decision on the same day. First of all, it's bullshit. They make decisions every freaking day of their life. That's number one, okay? So it's bullshit. But when someone says that to you, I love asking them to tell me about times that they've made decisions on the same day and that decision turned out being bad. Okay, let me go over that one more time. They tell you, hey, Dan, we don't make decisions on the same day. We always sleep on it, right? We always do this, we always do that, right? They give these like lines in the sand of what they do or they don't do. Say, awesome, that's cool. Be agreeable. First, be agreeable, right? Sorry, I froze for a second there. So that's cool. That's awesome. Hey, by the way, tell me about a couple other decisions that you've made on the first day that you regretted, that were bad decisions. Generally speaking, more times than not, people haven't made bad decisions on the same day. They've told themselves and sold themselves that they make bad decisions or that they don't make decisions, and that's just the way that they do business or whatever kind of crap that they've come up with. But generally when you ask them to go through a couple decisions that they've made that were horrible that they made on the first day, they have maybe one, maybe two in their entire life that they've made a decision on the same day to purchase something and that they regretted it and it was a horrible decision. And more times than not, it was a vehicle, believe it or not, okay? And they'll tell you, well, I bought this Chevy once and I shouldn't have bought it because I ended up not needing a truck. And it's like, dude, you could have thought about that for 16 days and you wouldn't have figured it out until you had the truck and knew you didn't need it, okay? So, let me go over it one more time. I'm sorry, I froze. Do you think most people are likely to recall good decisions? I'll go over that in just a second. So they are indecisive. I'm re-going over it because I think I froze up. Tell me about some other times that you have made poor decisions that you regretted, okay? And I'm telling you, they generally can't come up with any. And it leads you into a great segue if you've got psychopathic sales to move right into, hey, over the last 20 to 30 minutes, you told me all these things about your business, you know, why you weren't getting enough customers, how you had all this staff, and ultimately how you want to spend more time with your family, blah, 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 and you move right into the pain points, okay? But this is a great rebuttal when people will give you that, I don't make decisions on the same day, okay? Agreeable, hit them with what I just shot you with, okay? This is a good one. It's a little bit edgy. I don't know. You might, maybe not for everyone. Take it or leave it. I say this shit all the time, but it's really like a core belief of mine. So I think you got to really believe this. It comes down to a money objection. And I think money objections are BS when you're sitting with someone and you've done the right job up front in the intro, which you'll learn in psychopathic sales, of learning all about their pain, what's really driving their decision-making process. We know that people aren't buying SEO, they're buying the result of what it brings to their life, right? We know they're not buying leads, they're buying the result of what those leads will bring into their business, which ultimately will transfer into their life. So if you've done a good job up front in the intro of a sales sit or a sales call or a sales presentation or a screencast, whatever it might be, if you've done a good job, you have some of this information. So when they hit you with the, you know what, it's just more money than I want to put out right now, right? So they're the saver, right? I forget, what's that guy's name? Does anyone in the room know the guy's name? No one's looking at me. No one pays attention to me here. Don't worry about it. What's the guy's name that tells everyone to save money and pay off debt? What's that guy's name? Does anyone know who that guy is? He's on the freaking, I can't stand this dude. What is this? He's like a dream killer. Someone will know. Haggard will. Dave Ramsey. Freaking hate that guy, by the way. By the way, don't hate him as a person. Hate his concepts for entrepreneurs. I think he's a dream killer, okay? I think Dave Ramsey is great for people that are not us, okay? Dave Ramsey is perfect for the guys that I used to work at the car dealership that racked up debt, that should have been paying down debt, and I'm all for that. I think that's genius. For the entrepreneur, man, you know, Dave Ramsey would tell me, hey, take that, instead of taking that $100,000, Dan, and spending it on Facebook ads, go pay off your freaking home. It's like, look, I get it, DR, I get it, doctor, but for me, I want to make money, and I can't save my way to wealth, okay? So, at what point are you going to stop trying to save yourself to wealth? Saving is not the key to expanding, okay? So as entrepreneurs, we got to be in expansion mode all the time. I really believe that, okay? We have to be always trying to grow our business, trying to grow our footprint, trying to grow our clientele, trying to grow our cash flow. And some of that takes investment, right? And I think if you're always in, I got to save, and you have that, it's going to transfer to the business owners you're probably talking to. So why I say it might be edgy for some is because if that's your core belief, is that you save your way to wealth, you probably don't want to say that to a business owner who you're trying to convince that's not the way to grow his or her business. So let me go over one more time with you guys. At what point are you going to stop trying to save yourself to wealth? Saving is not the key to expanding. Okay? Or the key to wealth, right? What number am I at, by the way? I just want to see what number I'm at. Yeah, all debt is not bad. That's a good point. You know, I'm all about paying down consumer debt. Consumer debt's really stupid in a lot of senses. I'll go over it one more time. Consumer debt in so many senses is a bad idea. If you go get a Visa card, you go buy a Louis Vuitton bag, and you freaking, you know, you charge up, you know, $2,000, then I get it. You know, Ramsey's on point. Don't freaking do that. But if you're expanding your business and you're moving your business to be able to bring in more customers, and you're doing things to bring in more business, you know, it's okay to spend. You know, Brad and I were up to spending $10,000 a day last month on Facebook advertising, trying to expand our business. One of the reasons we hit our goals, right? I could have went the save route and saved that $10,000, but the returns were all there. And so the same thing is true when you're talking about business owners. You know, if they're in this mode of save, call them on the carpet on that. It's a good one-liner. And I'll go over it one more time. At what point are you guys going to stop trying to save yourself to wealth? Saving is not the key. Expanding is. I screwed it up last time. Okay? Saving is not the key. Expanding is. Okay? It's okay to spend on an R8 too. Yes, maybe not. This one's kind of a bullshit one. I don't even know why I added it. It's probably why I told you there was 10 and there's probably 11, because I don't like this one all that much. You know, one of the things I deal with all the time, with whether it's a business owner, whether it's an entrepreneur, whoever it is, and they start getting hung up only on price. And this is going to happen to everyone on this live stream. They're going to beat you up about price. What's really happening at the core is they don't actually believe, right? They don't see themselves actually reaping the rewards of what you guys are going to do for them, or what I'm going to do for them, right? They don't see that, because then price really doesn't matter, right? If you have to spend $1,000, but then you know that it's going to bring you $10,000, every one of us would spend $1,000 right now, right? Every one of us would, if we knew we could spend $1,000 and get 10 grand, every one of us is going to throw $1,000, right? But you know, there's a belief level, and the belief level is not the easiest thing to get to, especially in a cold sit if you've never met the person, or they don't trust you, or whatever that is. So one of the ways you can approach this is asking them straight up, do you believe that what I'm going to do for you is going to be successful? And if they say, yeah, Dan, I really do, then you say, well, then price doesn't matter. Because if you spend the $750 or $1,000 with me, and you truly in your heart believe it's going to be as successful as I believe it is, then price has no bearing, because it's just a small transfer of funds until the return starts to come. So let's move forward, okay? So, do you believe you can be successful at doing this? That's the first question. Again, it kind of could be uncomfortable. What if they say no? No, Dan, I don't think. Well, at least you figured out what's really going on. At least you figured out why they think the price is too much, or why they're not going to spend it. So ask them, do you believe you can be successful doing this? Or me doing this for you? And then if they say yes, price does not matter, right? Call them right on the shots. Then move into psychopathic sales, handling the objections, okay?